Just keep it flying.
Keep it flying? And why do you want to keep it flying?
Why would anybody want to erase our heritage?
Well, some people would say that flag symbolizes racism, it symbolizes slavery, and they might have some valid points there.
That's their opinion. They're welcome to their opinion if they want it.
Are you pro-slavery or against slavery?
I have no comment.
My man takes death before dishonor very, very seriously. He is no snitch, people. Because when they asked him, are you pro or anti-slavery? He couldn't just say no, of course, because the answer is yes. He's pro-slavery, but it's not just any yes. It's a very convoluted yes. It's a very complicated yes. Of course, there has to be some type of intricate backstory about how the institution and the mechanics of slavery, provided order and helped those monkeys from overseas to have some type of civilization and some house training. And now, because, blacks are in society with anything at all, it's all because of slavery. It's probably going to be some along those lines. But again, he couldn't just say no because that wasn't his answer. And I always point this out that, these people vote, these people vote, these people vote. And it's not just in federal elections, but they vote in local elections and they get involved and they're activists. So we just have to be just as strong on the other end.
Thank you for the interview.
I'll give you one more chance. Pro or anti-slavery?
No comment.
Now, one of the things that we talk about here at TYT all the time is how the forces of authoritarianism are always alive, well, present, and directly around the corner. One of the biggest reasons for that is because however we structure our society, at the end of the day, is some type of reflection of human nature and how we communicate with one another. And authoritarianism has been very prevalent ever since we've had organized society. Democracies typically don't last very long, and it's why it's something that everybody needs to fight diligently for by being a part of the process and just educating yourselves on community and how everything around us works. Now, one of the bigger reasons that we talk about this all the time here is because we know that the forces of authoritarianism are becoming stronger and stronger in this country with every passing week. The way they're robbing women of their abortion rights, the way they're taking away our voting rights, and the way that the Republican Party is going after the legal system as a whole. And so this is why it's very important for us to become as educated as possible and to educate our friends and our family on how community works and how politics works, because it's bigger than midterms and presidential elections. If we get involved in our communities, that's really where we can make the biggest differences.
I'll give you one more opportunity to say if you're pro or anti-slavery.
No comment.
All right. Well, there you have it. No comment on the if you're in favor of slavery or not.
But back to my man here, he was no comment. And then he just took his stuff and he started walking over to the rest of his friends and his pals over there who were, pro-slavery or whatever, and totally just keep our heritage alive. And then you ask them about, well, what about the part about slavery? Oh, well, Dad don't have much to say, but it's hilarious because he was like, wait, man, I'm going to give you another opportunity. Asked him again. No comment. Dude, one more time, because you realize that this is likely to go viral. And he had to have known that in some capacity that people were going to see it. So again, for him to have said no comment, he couldn't have just said, no, of course I'm not pro-slavery. And then he could have, rambled on about some nonsense about the other things that he's, pro-Confederacy for. However, you can't really do that without saying, yeah, I'm pro-slavery, because that's the bedrock of what the Confederacy was. But that was hilarious. My man had 3 opportunities to say he was anti-slavery, and he was just like, I'm just not going to say anything at all.